Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome, wherever in the world you are. Hope you're all doing well today. At least better than me. My neck is killing me. Yeah. So, anyway, in case you don't know, I injured my neck. That's why I have this device on here. Helps me with the pain it's causing me.
Warp drive active.
Hopefully I have a medical procedure coming up to help fix that. We'll see. Oh. All right, so let's see here. We are gonna go and try and recover a ship or two. Saw a war target a minute ago. I don't know if these are really fighting ships, but might be. And and yes, we are up and starting early today. There's a capsule here with a bunch of police.
Warp drive active.
So this is one of the stations where I have a bunch of asset safety I've been working on getting the stuff. So, you know, cover that stuff up a little bit more. All right, so things are looking pretty good. See if we can get a few ship transfers in before downtime. And so maybe not.
Warp drive active.
More people in here than normal. At least I don't see any flashy targets. You know what sucks about this collar is I have to turn my whole body to go look at the other monitor over here.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
All right. Let's see here. Just got smaller stuff at this point. This is probably the biggest ship that's still in here. Loaded up with ammo. That stuff back. The rest of the ships are going to be smaller.
Warp drive active.
Going to be a little bit more easy peasy. Well, this one's fit for transport through hostile space. How about that? So I hope to do a couple missions today. I've got another character that I want to do some missions with. And all right, did you see that other guy in an Omen Navy issue flying in same time? It's flying the other direction. This is the last ship that I worry about getting through here. The rest of them, they're all small. So, not going to be a big deal. This thing looks like it's fit very specifically for doing some sort of runs out in Null. And that's where it came from. It came from Null. So, it came from Null, and it was an asset safety recovery. So and it looks like I'm going to make it out of here okay, without a fight. You know, it wouldn't concern me so much if I was in a PvP fit ship, but this one's not PvP. Uh-oh. War target.
Warp drive active.
Pretty sure that's a war target. Yep. Alright. Well, let's get to warp. Alright. Oh. So, another successful trip back. I'm gonna have to decide what to do with all these ships that I've got here. Whether or not I want to transport them all back. I don't know how far away I am from Jita. You know, I'm going to decide exactly what I want to do with all of them. I've got a lot of stuff here. A lot that I've recovered from over there. Definitely going to take out everything that doesn't fit with this. So, we've got quite a few ships here. And then start playing this song. Interesting. All right. It's not a bad song. It's just I didn't know it was in this playset. And then I have like 24 billion worth of stuff here. It's a lot. I'm going to be paying for some of this stuff to go back up to Jita. I do not know how far away I am from Jita. I assume that I am quite a ways away. Oh, 51 jumps. Damn, that's a long trip.
Welcome to the Dragons.
How do I pick where I want to store items in high sec? Well, I just stick them wherever I'm working at. The way that this stuff got here was that it It went there via asset safety. All right, so a lot of this other stuff here that I have in this, several of the items are going to be PvP. My war target's gone again. I don't know where he went though. That's the second time I've seen him. Am I normally operating in high sec with my corp? It depends on what character, and with this character, no. This is a null sec character. He's actually my capital pilot. But, you know, I've lived different places in Eve, and, you know, sometimes you just gotta go you know, you got to asset safety stuff when you're moving and you didn't get everything moved, so you send it to asset safety and then you pay 20% to get it out. So I've paid that 20%, which was, I don't know, 4 or 5 billion. I've got some big ships up here. Mission stuff in nullsec, not as much, because, you know, the higher end mission ships that you need are not PvP ships, and so you end up having to do either reconnaissance or whatnot to try and keep yourself safe. It can be a hard thing to figure out. So there are missions in Null, but they're in NPC Null, which is the most unsafe area in the entire game. NPC Null is is definitely the most harsh.
Docking permission requested.
Sov Null is not that bad, as long as you're part of the, you know, it's your alliance that has sovereignty. If you don't, well, then it's very difficult. I've got some big stuff in here. A few big items. Carrier. Which, if I can get it into high sec, I would take it there. But I can't. Let me think here. Yeah, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got 6 capital ships here. Oh no, never mind. I got 4. What is this? Well, maybe that's capital. Yeah, that's capital. Okay, I got 5. Only has 4,500 in it. What are its stats? Ability. Oh no, this is a DST. Hmm. Charges. Bunch of stuff here. What's it playing this song again? Is the song set on loop or something? All right. Got like multiple oh, Right. Oh, the PayPal ID and the affiliate stuff. Just put in your PayPal email address that you want us to send money to.
Warp drive active. Warp drive active.
Move up. Just moving some stuff out of asset safety. That guy in the capsule.
Active.
They are some sort of scout. This is definitely a ship for Null. This is a bubbler.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
Probably end up getting broken down and transported. Okay, I do not understand what's going on. This is the third time in a row this song is played. All right, and again here. And the music, kind of weird. Okay. So I'd like to finish up getting this stuff out of here so that I can go back to doing null stuff.
Warp drive active.
I wonder if these wormholes go anywhere. Like, I've debated on the capitals that I have here. Probably what I need to do is just sell them. But, you know, be at a loss. I have to fire sale them.
Warp drive active. Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
Stuff left in here. This thing's good and fast.
Warp drive active. Warp drive active.
I don't even know what kind of the Capsuleer Day skins. When? Wow, 15. 5 years ago. All right.
Warp drive active.
How many characters do I have? So, let me just say that I have 3 Omega accounts. And between those, I have a couple of null guys, a couple of high set guys, and
Docking
I
permission
have
requested.
3
Docking
primary
request
characters.
accepted.
One primary that I use for like fighting and for missions. I do that in null. And then another one that's this guy is primarily in null and he's capital ships. And then I have primary high set character that is primarily commerce and transport and manufacturing. And now he is learning some stuff for doing mission running so he can raise his standards to lower costs of business. So Prowler. It's a hauler.
Active.
An empty pod? Well, I hope so. Yeah, I don't have anything in my head. The chances of me dying out here doing these transports, especially the more I do in a row, higher the chance goes. That's for sure.
Warp drive active.
Set low sex station to home and then death clone each time. Well, okay, two things about that. One is I'm really far away from my actual home. And then the second of that is I like to see what's going on in between.
Docking request accepted.
You know what I mean.
Oh yeah, another dragon boarding the train. All aboard? Choo-choo.
Hey Markee, good morning man. Hope you are doing good this morning. Glad to see you streaming, brother. Much love, my friend.
Yep, I'm here doing it. Thank you for the support. 39 months. All right, give me just a second here. Taking care of customer. All right, let's see here. 39 months. It's gonna be $1,170 gold to everybody here. In your honor. Thank you, John. Much appreciated. Apparently this is contraband. All right.
Warp drive active.
Little deep space transport. Ooh. Shit, we got
Warp drive active.
had war targets show up there. I have 4.4 billion worth of stuff on me.
Warp drive active.
What kind of ship is that? It's a Mastodon. Minmatar Deep Space Transport. As I said, 4.4 billion worth of stuff on me. Oh, and then whatever the ship costs. I made it though.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
Look at that. So here's 400 million worth of stuff. And then here's another 3.9 billion worth of stuff. $29 billion in that hangar right there. Man, getting to be a lot of stuff there. All right, we'll go get the next ship. That was the most expensive part of all of this haul, I'm sure.
Warp drive active.
neck doing today? Actually, my neck is feeling really horrible
Drive
today.
active.
Like, bad enough I was thinking about taking a pain pill, but I wouldn't be able to do a show if I took a pain pill. I just decided to take a couple ibuprofen and grin and bear it. So, yeah, I think I slept wrong on it. I'm still waiting for insurance to approve procedure for me. I don't know. I gotta call them later today. See what the hang up is. How'd I hurt it? Chiropractor. Cracking my neck. Sent me to the hospital.
Warp drive active.
Yeah, so I don't know how long I've been dealing with this now. About 3 weeks, almost a month. Yeah, that's why you didn't see me for a couple of weeks on the shows, and why when I have been doing shows, they've only been an hour or two long. And so it just takes a hell of a lot out of you. You know, healing up, and you know, you don't realize how much energy
Docking
being in
permission
pain
requested.
takes
Docking request
until
accepted.
you're in pain. You know, it's like, holy cow, I'm so worn out. Ah. But you know, I got a good attitude about things. Life is good. You know, I'm thankful to be alive. It could have been some shit like totally breaking my neck or some crap like that, and it wasn't. So I'm thankful for that. And I just keep on trucking. That's what I'm doing. I just keep on going. So it's an excuse that holds me up sometimes on some things, but I try not to have any excuses. Although I know that this is really a very valid excuse. So, you know, here's my thoughts on chiropractors. If you're going to go to a chiropractor, you need to go to imaging first. Chiropractors aren't bad, but this chiropractor worked on me without having any sort of imaging. He took no x-rays, no MRIs. When I went to the hospital, they took x-ray and they said, okay, well, you don't have any cracked vertebrae. So they then gave me a bunch of pain meds and sent me to get an MRI. And it took me 2 more days before I could get my MRI, because it wasn't immediately life-threatening. Now, I felt like I was dying, but it wasn't immediately life-threatening. And so then when I got to got my MRI done, they found that my C7 to C8, which is where your neck, or C7 to, it's not C8, it's something different.
Active.
It's L1 or something like that. Anyway, C7 is the last vertebra in your neck, down lowest next to your back. And they found that right there that my disc had herniated, and the one above it is bulged, and the one above it is damaged, and then the 2 or 3 more that are above it are okay, and they just show signs of a little bit of damage.
Docking permission
All of them are
requested.
damaged.
Docking
They show signs of a little bit of damage.
accepted.
They said that was probably due to age. And so, anyway, this is a nice fit. This is for a dark. And so, if they're gonna work on your back or something, it's a lot different than your neck. And I wouldn't have so much trouble with having them work on your back. Your vertebrae are much bigger, and they can feel when something's out of alignment and put it back into alignment and stuff. In your neck, they can also feel that, but what they can't tell is the condition of the discs. And that's where most people have problems. And most people don't have problems with the vertebrae. Most people have problems with their discs. And the discs is an MRI. MRIs are expensive. I couldn't get my insurance approval for it. I was going to have to wait like a week for insurance approval, and I was in so much pain I said, fuck it, and I paid for it out of my pocket. It wasn't cheap. Now I feel broke. You know? But, anyway, if the chiropractor had done this stuff,
Warp drive active.
you know, the imaging prior, then there probably wouldn't be any problem. He would have known that he couldn't crack my neck in a particular direction without it causing a problem. So, is it his fault for not doing imaging? No, it's a common practice that about 70% of chiropractors do no imaging before working on you. It's also a statistic that I found out that once every 7 years, a chiropractor causes a life-altering injury working on people. I might be that 1 in 7. It could have been worse. I mean, it could have broken my neck, but it wasn't, you know, wasn't that.
Warp
So,
drive active.
anyway, what does an MRI cost? So just for my neck, just for 7 vertebrae was $250. Now I live in a small town where things happen to be cheaper. In the city, you probably go in, you know, in a big city, you're probably looking at $500, $700. Where I happen to live is I'm considered pretty well off in this community where I live, and I do not make a shit ton of money, not like I used to. I mean, I've been a millionaire a couple of times, and I've gone broke a couple of times, and you know, I literally have had paychecks in the past or years where war target. Years
Warp drive
where
active.
I, you know, took home more than $300,000 a year, which that's a shit ton of money. But I've chosen, as you know, through the years, I've chosen to do more of what I love that makes me enough to have a roof over my head
Welcome
than
the
to
Dragon's
grind to be, you know, uber rich. And which is what I was doing when I was younger.
Docking request accepted.
Now I choose having a good time over having a fat wallet. So as long as all my bills are covered and everything, I'm good, you know? So I'm good. That's where I'm that is where I'm at. All right, with this war target here, Can I use this? I don't think I can use... Is this an eagle? Oh, it's an onyx. Yeah, I can't use these here in... Yeah, I can't use them here in low-sec. So I got this war target here. So I'm just thinking of what I'm going to fly here. God, some of these are just shit fits. Here, is this fit for battle? It is, kind of. Oh, it's missing. It's missing guns. What is its DPS? It's still 602 and can grab. It doesn't have a rep in it. Man. Defunct Caldari encounter system. I wonder if that's worth anything these days. Correct. Is this considered rare? All regions. No, and it doesn't even have a value on it. All right, let's just take something out with this pencil ship. That's what I call them. Oh my god, look at all them cargo expanders. This is such a shit fit. Oh my god. It is so bad. So bad. $12 million worth. All right, we got a hostile in system. So let's take this really bad fit ship out. Oh my god, it is so bad. It's the pencil.
Warp drive active.
Its time to warp is 10.99, so 11 ticks. It's not bad. Such a shit fit, though. Pelgrosh, hello. How you doing, buddy? Yes, thank you for the welcome back. I'm happy to be here. I'm going to stream as long as I can today, folks. I really miss doing the long shows with you guys. I really do. And so I'm gonna go as long as I can today. Yes, all asset safety stuff.
Warp drive active.
So we'll see how long that is today. You know, I started, gosh, an hour ago. I was up early because I slept like shit and my neck hurt really bad. It still hurts really bad, but I'm dealing with it. I'm hanging with my friends. That makes me feel better. Yes. I know most of you are just viewers, talk to you in chat or whatnot. There are some people here who I've met in real life, and, you know, I very much enjoy hanging out with y'all, doing the shows, stuff. It's my passion. Being here doing this stuff. Story time.
Warp drive active.
I know that's why some of you watch me when I do hauling. You know, my hauling shows are the or like the, let me grab a screenshot here. My hauling shows are the ones that get, I kid you not, the most views.
Docking permission requested. Docking request
What's
accepted.
going on? And some people tell me it's because of you know, like because of story time and everything, and I get it.
To the dragons.
I think that that's, you know, a valid thing. I can't believe I made it here with the pencil. All right. So, let's see here. Shit, I was going to tell you all about something and now I forgot what it was. Did I take my Ritalin this morning? Guys, I'll tell you the honest truth. I am ADD as all get out. I take medication for it. Because if I didn't, I would see 10 times as many squirrels as I already do. So, you know,
Warp
it,
drive active.
I did take it this morning. So, but I get very scatterbrained. Hauling being popular. Most people don't find it interesting. Yes. Hoping for some fat loot. Yeah, let's see here. No, it's just hauling gives me more time to tell stories. Yeah. Oh, I remember what I was gonna say. So, my passion. Video games. Commerce. Like real life, and I do a shit ton in game. And then I'm an entrepreneur. I like to come up with new things. And I'm a creator. I'm a creative guy. I like doing content creation. So how does that all come together? It comes together with me playing video games, sharing it with all of you, being your pixel pusher, ! Giveaway in chat. There is a very nice giveaway today because I plan on doing a regular length show. And so back when I was around, well, let's just say I was 27. And that's when Ultima Online came out. And Ultima Online was something completely new, something completely amazing. There'd been a few things that were online games and stuff that were kind of pre-MMOs. This was the first real MMO. I'm friends with Richard Garriott in real life these days. You know, back then, would I have ever imagined that I'd be like real life friends with Richard, like he'd take my call and everything? You know, no, I wouldn't have thought that at all. But these days he does. I've done plenty of videos with him and stuff. I've had him on the show a few times. And you know, let's see here. Viking Waffle, Nezzelriz, and Sandrinkle. Thank you for the follows. I don't know why did I not see those follows come in? So anyway, my wife at the time, I have since remarried.
Permission requested. Docking request accepted.
My wife at the time, she said, "You're playing that damn game so much, you may as well make a living at it."
Another dragon boarding the train.
And I thought,
All aboard.
holy shit,
Choo-choo.
you're right.
Good morning, Markee and chat.
Tanker, 96 months as a sub. 7,680 gold. 7,680 gold. Everybody here in honor of USMC Tanker. Thank you, buddy. Very much. Wait. So, anyway, I got my start buying and selling items in Ultima Online. And back then, there was no video stuff or anything. I was writing blogs and running some of the first forums. The forums that we had at the beginning were so amazing for Ultima Online and trading stuff and everything. And you know what happened? They broke every single day because we had so many visitors and everything. The high point of forums for me was having 2.5 million visits per month. I mean, page views. And that was really something. You know, that was really special. But anyway, I have been pretty much, except for during Y2K, the year 2000, I did take a couple of jobs a year each doing Y2K conversions. I did one for Nike, and then I did something similar for the US government, because like back then I was really smart with computers. Today I'd rather just pay somebody to fix my shit. And so yeah, anyway, it all, you know, worked out. And I've been doing this stuff ever since. God, can't hardly get any of these out here, can I? I'm not sure that's worth my time taking those out right here. I wonder if those would be more valuable selling them. Yeah, all these really big ass things here. Yeah, we are almost full. All right. We're getting old. Oh, yeah. Yep. I was at the tail end, so I did Y2K for Nike, and then, yeah, like I said, a little bit for the government. And then the government, I redid one of the departments. For some reason I thought this was a more expensive ship. It's just a mammoth. So anyway, yeah, oh great, a Loki. All right. And he's flying away. All right, fine. He wasn't interested in me.
Drive active.
Yeah. So anyway, I got fired from my job at Nike. You know, I'm the type that I am, being an entrepreneur, having been a business owner, you know, all but, I don't know, I probably did about 5 years total working for other people. And yeah, I got fired from Nike.
Warp drive active.
They actually got, our department got outsourced by Lockheed Martin, and I didn't like that. I really appreciated being with Nike. And then we got, the computer department got outsourced by Lockheed Martin, which is just seems really weird, but that's what happened. I ended up working for Lockheed Martin, and they were the type where they wanted button-up shirt, long sleeves, slacks, shiny shoes, and everything. And I'm like, fuck, man, this is not the Nike culture. The Nike culture is you could be top executive and you could show up in jogging shorts and shit, just as long as you were wearing Nike apparel, you were golden. Yeah. So yeah, it was just a weird
Request accepted.
weird time. But anyway, I did a lot of stuff that I would do for efficiencies and stuff, and it rubbed some people wrong. It was like I was doing the jobs of people who were my managers and stuff, and you know, they didn't appreciate it. And I got really sick with pneumonia. I had gone on vacation for a week, and then I got sick on vacation and went to the doctor right when I got back, which was like one day before I was supposed to go to work. He diagnosed me with really bad pneumonia. He said, actually, you should have gone to the hospital probably. And you know, and then it took me like 3 weeks to recover. They sent me a demand letter to show up to work again. So I showed up to work hacking and coughing and everything, and then I just didn't last long after that. $2000 was around the time of me running Free Game Cam and some other websites and stuff. And you know, I was doing this stuff and I was making way better money on entrepreneur stuff than I was working for anybody. So when they told me they were letting me go, it's like, okay, no problem. You know, whatever.
Warp drive active.
Fine. Wow, Nick Pa got told by the bot. I think one of you subs should ask the bot, ask Welcome Dragon who he thinks he is.
Warp drive active.
Nick Pa says, "Who the F do you think you are?" to the bot. Ah, another detractor appears. How amusing. Keep hunting your feeble insults, my dear keyboard warrior. You might want to redirect that anger towards improving your gameplay instead. After all, I, the legendary Eve Capsuleer, am always here to show you how it's done. Good luck in catching up, my friend. Indeed. Oh my god, I love AI.
Docking permission requested.
Oh,
Docking request accepted.
yep. Boy, Nick Pa got told. Wow. That's funny. All right. Let's see here. All right, well, this one is just not quite fit right, but it is what it is. It needs a wash. Yeah, it's been around a while. In fact, it's been around long enough that I think that there's been changes to them. So,
Warp drive active.
I doubt this guy will attack me on the gate.
Warp drive active.
He didn't. Hello, Peace Wind. How you doing, buddy? Yeah, I'm doing some asset recovery of old items from when we lived in Esoteria. You need coffee? Yeah, I could use some caffeine. I'll get some here when the server goes down.
Warp drive active.
Yeah. I decided I was going to clear everything out. This guy had probably a couple 100 billion worth of stuff in total, you know, because I go all the way back to Guardians of the Galaxy. I don't know, Peace Wind, I don't know how long you've been. Have you been in since then? But in fact, we could look at my guy's service record here, and let's see, character. That history. Moose Army. Well, it says since 2016. Feels like it's been longer. Oh yeah, see, I've been playing longer than that. Oh, because I was in Hogs before. So I don't know, I guess I've been in since 2016. Yeah. So yeah, I had stuff when we were in Guardians of the Galaxy. A long time ago.
Warp drive active.
All right, we only got a couple minutes. Got a couple minutes and the server will be shutting down. It'll only be down for a couple of minutes. The live show will continue, but that will be the end of the YouTube video.
Warp drive active. Warp drive active.
Just about shut down.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
All right.
Warp drive active.
Now this is an expensive ship. We're at 15 billion with the fit and what's on board. Driving through Losac. Twitch hoodie. No, it's just a purple shirt.
Warp drive active.
All right, those of you on YouTube, there'll be another video. Those of you on Twitch, I'm gonna step away for just a moment. Be right back.